Hey everyone, my name is Julian. I usually go by Prussia online, and I've been playing Shadowverse for about 7 years, both the original digital game and Shadowverse Evolved, the physical game. And today I wanted to talk about this channel that I'm starting, Prussia SV, and what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about Worlds Beyond, the new Shadowverse video game, digital game, and some other things about me and why you should play this game because it's shaping out to be pretty good. So we're going to get into it here. If you are excited about Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, or if it's kind of your first time hearing about it, or you've seen some ads or whatever, I think this is going to be the perfect video for you because I'm going to break down why you'd want to play it now. We've had a pretty big gap between the original Shadowverse digital game due to like some delays and stuff, but seems like it's going to be pretty cool. So let's get into it. So Shadowverse Worlds Beyond coming out June 17th and is a follow-up game to the original, I would say pretty popular Shadowverse digital game. It followed in the footsteps of those, Hearthstone type of games, where it was an online trading card game. And then, not trading card, you could trade. It was online competitive card game, I should say. And it followed that up with Shadowverse Evolved, the physical game, and that came out when, kind of after 2020, during the big boom of physical card games. And so, so me personally, I'm going to kind of talk about myself, why you want to listen to me. I've been playing Shadowverse for 7 years, like I said, and I've gotten 2 top 3s in SVO, which is the big, used to be monthly, then it was like kind of quarter yearly tournament for the original Shadowverse, for the Western, for the English speaking countries. And so the originals, they don't have the second time I got it now, but this is in 2019, got 3rd place. And then just recently, I just got back from Japan because this is me. I played in the World Championship for Shadowverse Evolve, and that was really fun, and I had a good time. But now I'm ready to lock in for Shadowverse World Beyond. So, why should you lock in for Shadowverse World Beyond? Well, it's changing up the way the original Shadowverse played in mostly good ways. So, number one, the new mechanic is Super Evolution, and Super Evolution is basically an upgraded version of the original Evolve points, and you get 2 per game, and they basically increase every, they just do a cool thing usually. They do like an effect, a Super Evolution effect, and then every card gets +3/+3 of stats. So, as you can see on the bottom, every follower can be Super Evolved, and they show some examples. They kind of get bigger, and stuff like that. And they can only be used after the second player's 6th turn. So if you go second, you can play it on 6, or you can Super Evolve on 6, and then if you go first, you can Super Evolve on 7, basically. So Super Evolve, and we're going to get into sort of card reviews and stuff. That'll probably be our next videos. But Super Evolves are going to be a very big part of this game and the power level. I'm going to sort of save my opinions on a lot of this stuff for later or maybe another video, but Super Evolution is maybe the one thing I am, we'll just say, interested in seeing how it plays out. So, next thing is, here's some more Super Evolution stuff. So, they get +3/+3, they get Rush. The other thing is, they cannot take damage or be destroyed by abilities during your turn. So, when you Super Evolve something, you hit into something, it doesn't die, and then every time you kill something that, while you are Super Evolved, you deal 1 damage to their leader. Next thing is, the coin. I'm just calling it the coin because that's from Hearthstone, but it's a bonus play point, and I really like what they're doing with this. So, in the original game, there's all this kind of meme of first verse, because going first in a lot of metas was very, very strong. And Evolve had this issue too, the physical game, where going first was almost always better than going second. So now they are making it so that the second player gets 2 bonus play points. One, which they can play between turns 1 and 5, and a second one that they can play between 6 and the rest of the game. You don't get to stack them either. You just have to use the first one through 5, and then use the second one turn 6 onward. Really like this idea. I think just this is the best way to balance going second, because what they ended up doing in the original game is they printed a lot of these cards that were way better when you went second, so it skewed the, like, okay, well, now you just want to go second, you know, because you get all these insane broken cards if you go second. So, there's that. So, next thing is changes to evolve. So, obviously, we know that when you super evolve something, it gets +3/+3. Now, when you normal evolve something, it gets +2/+2. And this is different because in the previous game, it would be dependent on the card how many stats they get. So you would have some cards that would get 0 stats, but they'd have like a great effect when they evolve. Now, every time you normal evolve, you get +2/+2, and every time you super evolve, you get +3/+3. It's just a baseline thing, which I really like, and it saves sort of the hassle of, like, you know, figuring out, you know, if you're like a casual player, like what this does and stuff like that. So like that universal, you know, baseline stuff. So next thing, changes to the starting hand. Now every player will get 4 cards in their starting hand, and then both players will draw an additional card on their turn. So it used to be you got 3, and then when you went first, you drew a card, and then when you went first, every player got 3 cards in the mulligan that they could decide what they want to throw back. And then when the game started, you get 1 card if you go first on your turn, and if you go second, you draw 2 cards. So that's basically the change. So, like that, just gives me more options for the mulligan, which I really like. Second is Crests. We can kind of breeze over this. In the original game, there was a lot of leader abilities, and basically that was effects that cards would give you that last, like, for the rest of the game or a certain amount of time, that were just on you forever, or not forever, but like on you as the leader. And so now they are just showing that easier as Crests, and you can only have 5 at a time. This is interesting because I'm wondering if there will even be enough to get 5 Crests, and like what happens if you get a 6th. But we'll see. That'll probably come later after sets come out and everything. So additional keywords. These are basically condensing effects from the original game into keywords. So Intimidate can't be attacked by followers, Aura can't be selected by enemy abilities, and then Barrier, which is basically Divine Shield from Hearthstone, and it's like the first time they take damage, it's 0, and then it's removed. So classes and decks. So the original game had 8 classes and neutral, which neutral you could play in every class, basically. In this game, they are combining the Shadow and Blood class into one class, Abyss, like they did with Evolve, but we still keep Portal. This is something we're going to have to see. I know there's a lot of sort of negativity towards this, and I'm just in the, like, let's wait and see camp. I think they could pull it off well, but I also think they could pull it off badly, because Shadow and Blood are not 2 classes that really go together mechanically. So we may be losing a lot of those, like, classic either Blood mechanics or classic Shadow mechanics. So we'll see what happens. Next is the card set release schedule. So June 17th, the game comes out, has some base, the base, I assume it'll be called the classic set or something like that. Then 1 month later, we get the second set. And then a month and a half later, we get the third set. And then every 2 months, we're going to get another set. And there's no more mini expansion. I think I like the accelerated pace at the beginning of the game because adding more cards into the pool in that initial release is a good idea. It will kind of feel bad if there's like a really cool meta at the beginning and we lose it basically in 1 month, but we'll have to see what happens. As you can see in the silhouettes, the second set has Feline, who's a very popular dragon character. I think she's also in Grand Blue, right? She was actually Shadowverse original character, but anyway. So not too sure what the theme of that's going to be. Maybe it's all Shadowverse original characters. But the third set, of course, is Jerabane, who is one of the Omens of the Ten, who is another Shadowverse original character. but they are very popular. The Omens are very popular characters, and we kind of knew we were going to get those early. And then the 4th and 5th set we just don't really know anything about. So how are we going to get cards? Well, we're going to get a free pack daily, which is pretty cool. And then we get a guaranteed legendary every 10 packs we open. And of course, we're going to be getting some packs and stuff at the beginning of the game when it comes out. So we also are going to get a free starter deck that contains a legendary. Is that one legendary? Is that, that many? Like, what are we talking about? Is that a playset? Hopefully it's multiple. It'd be nice if you got like a full playset of, whatever Albert or whatever, are on these covers, but we'll see. So then is kind of where I come in, where this channel comes in, is I want this channel to be competitively focused, but with the goal of bringing people into the competitive scene. So one of the things about Shadowverse Evolve is that there's not a lot of there's not a bridge between like casual people and people that play competitively in the physical game. Of course, Shadowverse Evolve is the physical game. The original Shadowverse digital had a $1 million tournament every year, the World Championships, and it brought a lot of competitive energy and motivation, and that's what actually brought me to the game, was the quest for $1 million. We sort of lost that after COVID. They started doing Japan only big tournaments, and we got sort of our own big tournaments in the West that was not like for a ton of money. But they are bringing it back. It's a high stakes international tournament for 100 million yen, which basically equates to like $600,000-$700,000 for US dollars. So this is going to be a big deal for competitive, the competitive, lifespan of the game. Another thing is sort of talk about this. If you are an English-speaking, if you live in an English-speaking country, you're most likely going to be in the SVO tournaments if they bring those back, because those are the tournaments we did back in digital, and those were basically monthly, fairly big tournaments. If you won, you got $1,000, which is pretty good. And we'll kind of talk about like formats and stuff like that later in other videos. But this is going to be a competitive game, and I think there's going to be a lot of value in playing this game at a competitive level. And it's not one of those games, the original Shadowverse was not one of those games where it's like, you only get something if you win, right? It's like, if you got top 8, you were getting, a couple $100, and if you win, you get $1,000 in these monthly tournaments, right? So that's where I come in. I want this channel to be competitive focused, talking about meta, talking about decks to play for SVO and stuff like that, but with the goal of bringing some of these people that might only play casually and to try some of these tournaments and stuff, because they're very easily accessible, at least the original Shadowverse Digital was. So that's sort of my thing. And yeah, so now I kind of want to just talk about like what I'm going to be doing on this channel going forward. So next, pretty much right after I, finish recording this, I'm going to be doing some card reviews. I'm going to be talking about all the cards that have been released so far. I'm really excited to do that because I think I have some pretty interesting thoughts. And then I think after that, we have basically a month of time before release. I'm going to be talking about the original game a little bit. I'm going to be talking about certain classes from the original game that can give you an idea of what play style and stuff you want to play, with some examples. And we might do some video review and sort of showing some classic games and stuff like that to get us hyped for the new game. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys stick around. And yeah, I hope I'm able to help some people, I don't know, get into this game and maybe get to that next step of, trying a competitive tournament or, whatever, thinking about the game in a semi-competitive level. And yeah, obviously I'm not I should have said this when I introduced myself, but I'm not the best player ever, obviously. But I do think I can bring some just things to the table. And I really want to see this game grow and explode, because I think it's going to be a good game. So thank you guys for watching. It's been 15 minutes. Hopefully this got you interested in the game, or at least like sort of in your mind, so when it comes out you have like an idea of, hey, Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, I kind of want to try it. Which channel I gotta do? Pressure SV. Let's get it. All right, have a good one, guys. Check out my next video. It's gonna be the card review. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.